This place is not what I expected, nor is it what I was hoping for, but it is what it is. This is the way of the world. This is the way of traveling. I was thinking that because this place is a big city, I would be able to find work lickety-split. Not the case. It's been hard to find work. And part of it is because I don't accept the minimum wage of 7 euros per hour. For me, I am a arbitrageur de geography. I like to make money where I can get good pay and live where I don't need to spend so much. This would be good for me if I made a lot of money online, for example. I don't think that the locals really like it too much. You'll see some signs throughout the city. Digital nomads, tourists, go home! Yeah, I kind of am one of them. And I see those signs and I feel a little uncomfortable. But it is what it is. You know, it's understandable, really. You know, people come with money. People who have money, they come here. They have certain demands and certain expectations. They are willing to pay whatever price is asked. And then the local people who live here, who don't necessarily have the flexibility financially, are forced out of the, you know, the really idyllic spots in the area. And it creates a sense of bitterness for people. I especially sense it when I'm out surfing. The people don't like that I go and try and take waves because they're locals. The locals get all the waves. The locals can cut you off on a wave, but you cannot cut a local off on a wave. It's, you know, something specific in the surfing world is, you know, the right of way. And man, here I've seen battles out on the water between foreigners and locals, screaming matches, and the locals say, well, I'm a local here, I get to take whatever wave I want, and you have to deal with it. And it doesn't help that the people who are complaining about that don't speak Spanish. And that's just one example. I think a lot of it, you know, it's work related as well. It's, you know, a lot of people don't like when people come in and take the things that they have because there's not enough to go around. Well, most of the things are shipped in. It's an industrial zone. I'm anchored between a massive pile of shipping containers, huge ships, cruise ships, offshore oil rigs, and I'm sandwiched in there between, you know, 10-story, 15-story buildings, and highways, and, you know, I'm just surrounded by a bunch of noise. It's kind of a weird place to be. I put myself here because I thought I would find steady work. Unfortunately, it's not really the case. What I have found here is friendship, though. I've found some really amazing souls, other like-minded travelers living on sailboats, who are not necessarily financially equipped to operate a sailboat. Very similar situation to me. And we've, you know, joined forces. We go out fishing together. We find the meager work and share it with each other. We help each other on each other's boats. We, you know, go on walks and listen to music and drink tea and just spend time together. And that camaraderie, that bond, is actually what I think has sustained me while I've been here. It's made me feel comfortable and secure. You don't need money when you feel that way. You know, these friends have really helped pass the time and feel content in doing life simply. It's a beautiful place, though. It really is. You know, the city itself is gorgeous. I'd say it's one of the most gorgeous urban beaches that I've ever seen in my life. It's clean. There's beautiful waves. There's snorkeling spots. And there's, you know, flat, calm, you know, pristine beaches, all encircled by the city, and all this coastal pathway. It has little bars, it has little cafes, it has little restaurants, and it's just so charming. And then down towards the end of the beach, there's, you know, this beautiful fitness center and rock climbing wall, and it's just really, you know, super idyllic, super beautiful. And I think that, you know, seeing all the yoga studios and the fitness centers, all of this, all these healthy people and beautiful women everywhere, all of this made me want to stay. The crazy thing is I got sick while I was here. I got COVID, and then I got food poisoning. It was like a sign from the gods. So I was forced to slow down and get creative. And it's kind of a good thing because I've, you know, connected with myself. My desires and expectations were kind of ruining the whole idea behind what I was doing. I needed to step back and connect with my surroundings, connect with what was going on around me. And, you know, sometimes travel is about that. It's about seeing the situation, connecting with what the reality is, and putting your expectations and your desires aside and sort of just letting it flow. It is a place I recommend you come and spend some time in a budget way. You can come in and you can be a tourist and you can spend lots of money and you know, be price insensitive, or you can become a local. And it takes time to really sense what it is to be a local. It depends on the place, it depends on the values, it depends on a lot of things. But that's where sensitivity comes into play, and empathy, and observation. And you know, you look around this place and there's people out on walks, there's people sitting in park benches, there's people drinking coffee, there's Spanish culture, they like to drink beer. There's a lot of people who drink, you know, they go out for a cerveza, and that's kind of the thing here. So, you know, you arrive in a place, maybe you don't necessarily maybe you don't necessarily go to the gringo spots. Maybe you don't necessarily go to the places where they speak English. Maybe you go to the little rundown cafes or the little places that, you know, there's no other gringos, there's no other tourists. To me, it's really important to, as a traveler or as a tourist or as anyone visiting somewhere new, to really try and become sensitive and put your desires aside and connect with the aura or the sense of the place. I think that's really what traveling or seeing foreign countries is about. It's not necessarily, okay, I need this, and this. It's more, okay, what is this place about? At least that's the heart of travel and tourism for me. Of course, you know, you're gonna do whatever you want. But this is my perspective, and I like to share my perspective. And I totally understand that tourism is different than being a traveler. A tourist has a very limited amount of time. They work most of the time, they make their money, and they want to enjoy their experience. It's tough. Like, how do we buy ourselves time? How can we make it so that we have time to really deeply experience these places that we're traveling, instead of just arriving, rushing through, and carrying on? I think it's such a deep topic that I'll save it for another episode. But if you're interested, follow along. If you care about getting a deeper look into my perspective, you can find me on thewealthynomad.substack.com. You can also watch some of my previous videos and subscribe to me for future videos and updates of my next places and experiences. I'm experimenting while I'm creating these videos, and I'd really be interested to hear what everyone thinks about the videos I'm producing, and you know, what works, what doesn't work, all of that, because I want all you guys to really enjoy the experience. And yeah, so comment, tell me, what would you like to see? Thanks for watching.